Hello, YouTube fans. It's Dr. Matthew Johnson. It is Sunday morning. Woohoo! Saturday morning. Sunday. There we go. August 23rd, 2020, 10:13 in the morning. And I'm here with a room full of people who are attending Camp Xanue. See? Proof. There is proof. And we're going to share our testimonials about what people saw, heard, felt, whatever. And we are going to start off with... Hello, who are you?
I'm Keith. I'm from Aberdeen, Washington. And last night I did see quite a bit of flashing light through some trees. I also heard a tree knock, but that's pretty much the extent of what I experienced. It was my first time.
Awesome. Thank you.
I'm Lynette from Aberdeen, Washington, and 2 years ago, if you would have asked me about Bigfoot, I would have had no idea, hardly no opinion about that, and then Matt came to work where I work, and all of a sudden, here I am. So, and once I started talking to him, so many things in my life started making sense. So this is our first night sit here, and when we were out at night sit last night, I just saw these lights, which maybe are the twinkling people talk about. And then Matt came over and said that there was a youngster there. And later I saw kind of a blur of red eyes, I think, going by. I saw a couple of bright flashes up on the right-hand side. And last night, by the time we hit the cots, I was so tired, I hardly opened my eyes at all. But I did hear at least twice interesting sounds on the far side of the wetlands over there. So it wasn't scary at all. It was just interesting.
Awesome. So you work where I work?
Afraid so.
You're a counselor? You help people? Just teasing.
They help me.
They help you. Yeah. Clients come in to help you. She's a great lady. Love you. Thank you very much. Hello.
Hi, I'm Teresa. I'm a CPA from Vancouver, Washington. And last night I went with a couple of gentlemen down to the wetlands, and we heard some footsteps behind us. And we had several, and I can't even count how many, Genu in front of us. So I was seeing plenty of fog-shaped forms in front of us. And we also had lots of flashing lights. We had our hands were disappearing. When we came back up, I actually saw Zorth and I saw Genu. When I asked Matt, he actually confirmed that. And then my friend Ina, who's a Xanue and visits me, said, "You need to trust yourself." When I was looking at Genu and Zorth, I saw a bright flashing light in the trees up in front of me, and I also saw a flashing light in the trees to the left of me. That's about it.
Awesome. Thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, Steve Bachman.
Steve Bachman from Buckley, Washington. Last night, usually I sit in the field area, and by 10, 11 o'clock I go to bed, but so I don't stay up late. But last night I decided for the very first time since I've been here to go down to the wood pile and just see what that was all about. And I was just absolutely inundated by the Xanue. They were all over, touching legs, every limb on my body. So I reached my hands out, and it was a charge, like an electrical charge that went into my left index finger. A lot like if you took a 9-volt battery and you stuck it on your tongue. Well, it was just kind of the same feeling, and it got so intense that I actually took my hand away and rubbed my finger. But I went down twice. After the first time, it was some experiences that I've experienced a lot, but I hadn't quite experienced some of that interactivity with them, and so I went down a second time to try it again, and pretty much the same thing, but very interactive with me, very physically interactive with me. So yeah, that's what happened.
Awesome. So how many times do you actually touch your tongue with a 9-volt battery?
Well, I usually test the battery to see if it's dead or not.
Because we have a counselor. We have a counselor over here who could help you. I'm just saying. Okay.
I'll check on that out.
Thank you, Steve. Hello.
Hello, I'm Suzanne. I'm from Vancouver, Washington, and this is my very first time here at Camp Xanue. I think the first thing that I noticed last night was a flash of light while we were all in the meadow during the night sit, and that was all. I was very open, but that's all about all I felt there or saw there. And then I decided to go down to the wetlands around midnight with my sister and Joel, and because I had heard there had been a lot of activity there, and I didn't see anything at that point, but I did hear a lot of tree knocks and pops down there. It was very audio for me down there, but not very visual. And then I came back up, and Lindsay and I sat and talked for a while, and it was about 2:30 that I was crawling into my sleeping bag and actually standing by my bed trying to figure out how to get in and not be so freezing. And so I was standing there and listening. I could hear some coyotes go off. But beyond the coyotes, I could hear some very high-pitched, sing-songy type of screams that happened right around that time. And it was something eerily similar to what you had played earlier in the day.
That's Saria.
Audio.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that was right around 2:30 in the morning, and definitely was wide awake. I wasn't in my bed yet at that time. I was just getting ready. So
Awesome.
my experience.
Thank you. Hello.
Hey, Stu Hill, Edgewood. Last night we went down to the wetlands, and it's kind of on the verge of what you can see or can't see. You kind of think you're seeing it, but not really. But there were tons and tons of pin-sized orbs around in the wetland. They came right up to us. We could hear them walking behind us. I could see a black shimmering image against a black bush in the outline, and there was 10 or 12 in front of us just observing us and being there with us. Got a really comfortable feeling about the whole thing. Right now the hair on my arms is standing up as I'm talking about them again. And that was really cool. We sat there for quite a while and talked to them and watched a lot of that. Saw a lot of large orbs flashing across, probably golf ball size, flashing across the wetland on the backside. They were just, it seemed like there was like hundreds of them there. I don't know how many. So we came back up and went to the woodpile and talked to them for a little bit, and then went to bed early and woke up at about 2:30 hearing that high-pitched scream off in the distance. And I looked at my watch, and it's about 2:18 and 2:30, about time I heard them. I got up this morning, and I could hear stuff moving around my cot, probably 20, 30, 40, 50 feet away from me. And then I hear this owl, and it's not an owl. It sounds like an owl, starts out like an owl, and then it ends in a staccato beat. It was really strange. And then I heard a tree pop. And the birds didn't really sound like birds, and they were really close, and then they just started fading away. Once that owl went off, they started moving away as I was waking up. And as I started stirring around, it got deathly silent, and then all of a sudden the real birds came back. It was kind of weird.
Awesome.
So that's where I'm at right now. So
That's your story, and you're sticking to
that's
it.
right.
Hey, Joel's not here. He left. Would you be willing to take anybody back down there tonight if they wanted to go down there?
Certainly.
Okay. So if you want to go down there tonight
One
instead
come
of the
off.
field, look them up and make arrangements. Now, I know I've seen you somewhere before. The name's
Imagine
not
that.
pop, huh?
Name is just not popping?
No,
Not
it's
coming
not.
to you? Okay, we'll have to have a talk about that one later.
Oh, hi, babe. It's you.
It's me. Why am I here? Because of you. Kind of works out that way. Let's see, last night,
By the way, everybody, this is Cynthia Kreitzberg Johnson, my wife. Okay, go ahead.
I guess I took that for granted, didn't I?
From Chehalis, Washington.
Chehalis, Washington.
There we go. Okay, go
I'm
ahead.
here because I live here. During the pixel light dance, at first I thought it was just afterglow effect, but I was seeing white lights shooting out away from where she was dancing, and it was not just after effects because they were going quite a ways away from where she was spinning the lights. And then I was seeing very, very pale white orbs moving from about the 2:30 and then up at a 45-degree angle towards the 1 o'clock off on my right. I saw a couple of those. There was a fairly bright flash during the pixel light dance. And then afterwards, not long before we called it a night, the trees from the 12:30 to about 2 o'clock lit up. I turned around to see, who was shining a flashlight. There was no flashlight. Nobody had turned on the lights at the house. Nobody had turned on any car lights. There's no way it could have reflected from up on the road. Plus, I didn't hear a car going by. And it lit up that whole area. But I don't know if anyone else noticed. It was like there was a central point, and then it broadcast out from that central point. So it was like there was a flashlight, but it was way up in the trees and, hanging it suspended in the sky. So that was about it for me last night.
Thank you, babe. See, I remembered your name, babe.
Thanks, babe.
You're welcome. Hi, who are you?
I'm Teresa from Springfield, Oregon, and I'm a repeat offender. This is my 5th time here.
Wow.
I just can't get enough of it. I saw some lights. Matt stood in front of the row of chairs and was telling us what was going to happen. And as he was talking, there was a white orb take and skip across the top of his head, and it was like somebody skipped a rock over water, and then it was gone. And then I saw also the orange flash to the side and some twinkling lights there. I went to, there was a jacket, a white jacket from the Lost and Found. Anybody left a jacket here, she's got it. I was cold, so I put the jacket on. And then we were, Cantu and Saria were over to the side in front of the chairs if anybody wanted to go down and get a hug. And so I went down to Saria's side, and I had this white jacket on, and everybody says white. You can see parts, looks like parts of your body come floating in and out, that they disappear. And Donna said that's what happened to me with the white jacket. When I was down there, I felt just a huge energy tingle, and it lasted all the way back to my chair again and lasted for a while. This morning, it was not quite light, and I looked over to the left. I'm on the 3 o'clock trail, number 1 space, and there's kind of a ditch, and then I can see a little bit of the meadow from there, and there was a white orb kind of pulsating, and I thought it was the moon coming up, but it was hanging about 20 feet above the meadow, right in the middle. And I looked again, and it just disappeared, but it was pulsating. And then I looked this way, and up kind of on the slant of the hill, I saw this big shadow standing there, and I'm thinking, is that really him? And then this morning when it got light, there was no tree there. So I think it was him just staring at me.
Wow.
But that's about it.
Thank you. Awesome. Hello.
Hello, I'm Donna Mansfield from Cottage Grove, Oregon. And I'm guilty of taking a picture. You told me not to, but I'm glad I did because I had little ones on their hands and knees and you can see them.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it was cool.
Okay.
And then I saw the flash in the trees like everybody else saw. I went to get a hug from Saria, and that was really cool because the tingles they stayed with me for a long, long time. But my big deal, Zorth was behind you, and I thought my eyes were playing tricks on me because I'm old. I saw Zorth. I saw his head, I saw his shoulders, I saw his arms, and he was like 4 feet above you, and I could not believe it. And then when you moved away, and he was supposedly moved, there was nothing there. And then when you moved back there, he was there again. So, well, I guess I'm not going crazy. I saw Zorth.
But if you are going crazy, we have a counselor over here.
Sorry I
help
said
you.
that.
Okay.
No, I saw Zorth, so that was really cool. That was the highlight of my day, I tell you. And I slept like a baby. I normally see the Xanue in the meadow, and they're always working on everybody. But this time, I was so tired, they just let me to sleep. I was very happy to get a good night's sleep.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Tonight will be better.
And for those of you who don't know it, Donna, right here, who just talked, she was out there with me almost 20 years ago, squatching, right? Long time ago. Long time ago. Thank you. Hi, who are you?
My name is Ron. I'm from the infamous Yelm, Washington. I'd like to start off by talking about some experiences I had prior to coming to this event. My wife and I were invited by both Matt and Cynthia to spend the weekend here, and I had gone the first night. My wife stayed in the house, and I went down by the first night. Didn't have much activity. So the second night I thought, well, I'll just spend the evening with my wife. Maybe we'll watch some TV or something. I went out to go get a drink of water, and the whole forest, from this end all the way across, were all these yells and howls, and it was just like the whole forest was lit up with calls or singing or whatever it was. So I said, okay, I think I need to go down to the fire pit. And so my wife said, yeah, go ahead. And so I went down with my CD player, and I decided to play some Mozart in honor of a friend that had passed away, and he was very much connected with Mozart. So so I started playing this Mozart music, and I could feel the presence. I could feel them coming in. I could almost sense Chatty Catty sitting there with her legs dangling down, and I perceived another younger one than her dancing on the roof of the shed. And then I also perceived Zorth standing at the end of this shed. And then all of a sudden, I'm tapping my foot to some of this music. It was beautiful music. And I was saying, come on, dance, sing. And then all of a sudden, from the position where Zorth was, I'm hearing but I'm not even going as deep as his voice was, but blowing at the same time. And I'm looking at him, I said, that's beautiful. That's a beautiful song. You really, that's beautiful. And then he moved right in front of where I'm sitting. To me, it was a little off key, but it was, it looked like he was, Cynthia said, it sounds like he was trying to whistle. Matt likes to whistle. Sounds like he was trying to whistle to the tune of Mozart. And that's quite possible. Anyhow, he stopped, and then I hear in my head, look up. So I look up, and there's this big bright light just above me, and it shoots up at an angle till it disappears.
Wow.
So that was a kind of a unique experience. There were some
awesome.
other things, but for last night, I went to the meadow, and I saw the flash that everyone seemed to have seen in the trees. I did see some lights, but there were a lot of flashlights, so it's really hard to really determine what was what at that point. You know, it was still early in the evening, and then when I went to Con 2 and Saria, I chatted with them, talked with them, and then I felt like Zorth stepped forward, and not only did I feel like he put his arms around me, but it felt like I was like, his whole body was like I was wrapped in a cocoon, is what I felt like. And then it just went away. So that was my experience for this event.
Wow, thank you very much. Hello.
Hello, I'm Cheryl from Longview, Washington. I would probably say I'm a repeat offender.
Yes, that's true. And maker of lasagna.
And maker of lasagna. I hope everyone enjoyed it. My experiences last night, when I got to the meadow, I'm more feeling than seeing a lot. I'm still having trouble seeing. But I sat in my chair, I got down there, and I could just feel that there were so many just surrounding us. And I started to look up, and I saw so many orbs just shooting around the tops of the trees, more than our area where we were sitting. And I was just looking up and looking at the stars and seeing, just mesmerized about how they were right up above us. Well, I wanted to go to my cot and get my jacket on. I was getting a little cold, and my cot was kind of near the entrance to the 3 o'clock trail. And the 3 o'clock trail has the glow rocks that kind of go down slopes and then goes back up. I've had a past experience where I've seen shadows and a silhouette down there. So I looked down there, and I saw crawling infants, small ones. And that was a first for me. I've seen a male down there, but this was the babies. And that area is very well known for being kind of a nursery with a lot of the young ones. So I stood there for a while and enjoyed that, and went back to my cot, or excuse me, my chair, and just enjoyed the evening, watching everyone and listening to everyone. The first timers having what they were seeing. Saw a lot of the orbs in the trees, flashing lights, and just having a wonderful experience listening to all the questions that they were asking Zorth, and a lot of positivity, a lot of loving energy, and I know we're going to get through the rest of this year in a positive manner. I truly believe that. So I had a wonderful positive experience, and I know this is going to be a great year.
Awesome.
So thank you.
Thank you. Hello. Yep.
Hi, my name is Natasha Sesko. I'm from Silverdale, Washington, and this is my 4th time over here. And I really want to come earlier this year, but I couldn't come because I have some issues, my medical issues, because I want to see the Xanue so badly, and I have cataract, I couldn't see, so I had the operation. But after that, I'm one of the person which is having after the surgery, I had some problems. I couldn't really see, even getting worse. So I was thinking maybe I come to this camp will help me out, and that's why I was here. So, and then when I came over here, I was my spiritual was actually pretty done, and I was happy I had to carry, and then they helped me out and bringing over. I couldn't really drive well, so when I came over, the first thing is I just walked down to the field. I know this entire place has so much energies. Made me feel very good. I feel right away. I feel so relaxed. I'm walking down the trail everywhere and up and down. I can feel the energy start pulling on me. I feel so good. And then the first things, and then after that, I talked to Cheryl. I started to her. I was so happy she was here. I said, "Hey Cheryl, how can you have all the orbs in your camera? How come I never come to my house? Since I've been here 3 times, I thought she'll be flying somewhere around my house." I said, "No, I've never seen it." She said, come on, Natasha, let me show you how to do it. And she showed me. I was so happy in this room, right? This room. It's upstairs the room. She showed me how to do it. Oh, I see the inside my camera. Oh my God, I was so happy. You don't know how happy I was. I ran away, sent a little strip. I sent to my daughter, my brother, did you see it? Did you see it? They said, oh my God, they couldn't believe it. They're not here, you know. They always tell them to come over. They didn't want to come because they don't believe me. Okay, but right now they start to believe me. I said, oh my God, I'm so happy. That was made my day, my half a day. So in the nighttime, I said, I gotta talk to Zor. I never had a chance. They never touched me. See, I got a little one touch me before. I never got a big one touch me. How am I gonna have them talk to them to touch me, right? So I went to the pile, and they shared with me, and I said, hey Sharon, let's go up there in the front wood pile. Because Matt said, can the Zor there here on the left side, and the ladies on the right hand side. So I walk on the front. Oh, I was really excited. So I look, wow, I see a big face, you know, smiling at me. He says, hey, how you come through? I'm so happy I'm here. Can you touch me? Can you touch me? Touch me. So my hand like reached there. Can you touch me? I saw the face, but I saw the mouth start moving around, and I was like, you're talking to me? Let me feel. I can't hear. Touch me. So I didn't touch me. I was very disappointed. Please touch me. They didn't touch me. I was so disappointed. I'm not kidding. So I told her, Sharon, let's go to the other place. Maybe this wife is, she would help me out. So I went down there. I asked Sharon. Sharon didn't respond to me. You know, she would communicate with her. She didn't talk to me, so talk to her. And then we went to the next door, so I didn't see nothing. So let's go. Sharon said, maybe we have to go. We don't want to stay here too long. There's a lot of people behind us. No, don't want. Okay. So, anyway, when I came back at nighttime, so I went to my bed, when I sleep over there, so maybe he'll come to visit me when I sleep. But when I close my eyes, I thought I'm falling asleep, I heard the footstep. I said, oh my God, he's coming. He's coming. I was so excited, I was so excited. And I started looking around, but I hear suddenly, I think, because when they come to you, something you feel, you don't feel anything, you get excited, you're so like getting, that one. I don't get that kind of feeling. But suddenly I heard a voice. Don't you think about it. I'm not a Bigfoot. Okay. And a lady, they showed me, walk right by me. I said, oh my God. Okay, I'll wait tomorrow. Then I went to bed. I had to bed to sleep.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you very much. Hello.
Hello, I'm Sharon Byerly from.
Wait. Go ahead.
Sharon Byerly from Belfair, Washington, and this is my third time here. And my experience last night was the flash in the trees, and then I did see some little twinkling down by the wood pile, and I didn't have any other experience.
Okay. Thank you.
Yep, you're welcome.
Aloha.
Hi, I'm Terry from Port Orchard, or the southwest end of Port Orchard.
And where are you from before there?
Hawaii.
Thank you.
But last night I saw the flashing light like everybody else saw. Down at the meadow, I saw a lot of shimmering images, the red shimmering images everywhere. So many of them. And but when we went back to our cots, we could hear so much talking. But the first one I heard was coming like from echoing up from down by the pond, and it said hello. And then after that same voice was talking with, I think, a male, because it was, a deeper voice. And they were kind of talking to each other. And then we just kept hearing, we're like, is that people talking in their sleep? But I told him, I don't think so, because people wouldn't be talking so loud, you would, at that hour, you would kind of, whisper to one another if you were, but we could hear so many people talking,
Yes.
Yeah, a lot of people talking.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Thank you. Hello.
Hi,
I'm Craig, and I'm from Port Orchard, originally from Oahu.
Yay!
This is my second time here, and I'm still getting my eyes perfected as far as seeing lights. But at the meadows, at the night sit, I did see a bunch of lights, which I was told were the little ones in the front. I went up to give Cantu a hug, and I felt the energy in my hands, and it's just awesome. When Zorth came up, I did see the lights. I don't see it shimmering, but I do see lights. Throughout the night, I did see a bunch of orbs. And as Terry said, after the night sit, when we went back to our cot, which was probably about 12:30, we saw orbs moving around, and the voices. Just for about a good hour, we heard them back and forth talking. Till finally, I went down and I slept pretty good. So looking forward to healing on my back, which I do have back pain. I hope I'm not like Paul. The Lord said, "My grace is sufficient for you." I hope I do get some healing.
You don't want sufficient grace. No.
But whatever it is.
You want the healing.
Yeah. Anyway.
Okay. Well, thank you, everybody. Tonight, Terry's going to do a little hula for us, and Craig's going to do a fire dance. Yeah.
Stand by.
Yeah. It's going to be nice. Okay. Hello. I know you from somewhere. Who are you?
Hi, I'm Grady. I'm from Grants Pass, Oregon, and this is my first time being here, but I want to come even more. Last night when we were sitting down, I got up and I went over to hug Cantu, and I was freezing. I had sweats and a hoodie on, another shirt, and I was still freezing. When I went to hug him, I put my arms up, and like in between my arms and around my arms, it just got really warm. Like I could feel the energy, and that was pretty cool. And I just was there for about 20 seconds, and then I came back. And when my dad was talking about what was going to happen and was talking about Zorth, behind him down in the valley, you could see flashing lights, and it was like off on, and going up on the trees. And that happened behind Cantu and Surya as well. I'd look around and I could see the shimmering images around trees. I could see orbs flying around, and I could hear them walking. That was pretty cool.
Cool. By the way, this young man right here is my son. I kind of love him a little bit. Hello.
Hi, my name is Debbie. I am from a little town called Bonita, Utah. This is my second time here. I started going down this rabbit hole probably when I was a child. My family were big hunters, and I would hear things. I would see footprints walking across streams in the middle of October with snow on the ground and structures. And so for probably 50 years, I didn't really, life took a different turn for me, so I didn't really get involved. And then I was in the store one day and heard a guy talking about it to a woman, got involved in it and went, oh my gosh, that's what was happening to me as a child. And I would get pine cones thrown at me, and then we did see one walk into the trees from across the canyon. And I saw it for probably about 3 or 4 seconds. And now, since I have been here last summer, I have got them in my house. I was laying in bed and I had finally heard how to get them on the camera and stuff. And I was laying in bed, couldn't go to sleep, and I thought, well, I'm going to try this. Turned on the camera, and it was like they were everywhere. And so I got up and walked to the door to turn around to see if I could see how many were in there. And there was like 20 of them just flying everywhere. It was so cool. And so I, the night before we took off to come here, I said, come on, you guys, let's go to Camp Genu. We're headed there. So it's just amazing. And I saw a lot of orbs last night. I saw the one that everybody else saw going across. A lot of red eyes. It's just amazing, guys. This is for real.
Awesome. Thank you. Hello.
Hello. I am Brandon from North Ogden, Utah. That was my first time here. And my experience yesterday, just starting out during the day, hiking around the trails, I was getting little footsteps following me around.
You and your car?
Yeah, me and my little RC car.
Yeah.
And
they're going, what the heck is that?
yeah.
Yeah.
And then another time later, just sitting by myself, I heard a breath just 10 feet off to the side of me. And last night's night sit, I saw red sparks and white sparks all over, and like a couple of basketball-shaped orbs zipping across. And before the night sit, sitting in my cot, I was just chilling there, enjoying it, and something walked up and grabbed my foot, like my big toe, like that, and then just let go.
Wow. Wow. That's cool. Thank you. Hello.
Hello, my name is Barbara, and I'm from Yelm, Washington. And so last night out in the meadow, I got up and I went over to have a hug with Saria. And I was a little skeptical about it, but I just, said to myself, you just have to surrender and just, let this happen. And I approached her and bowed to her and told her I was honored, to be here, and that I recognized that I had a little bit of fear over seeing them, but I really wanted to get over that, and have some help to get over that, and that I really wanted a connection, and I really wanted to experience them. So I put my hands up to have a hug from her, and immediately I had my eyes closed, and immediately I had this visual, and it was very geometric, very bright and clear, and it was octagonal, I think, maybe 8 sides. I don't know exactly, but and then there were all these tiny little triads that were all interconnected inside, and at like each crossing, it was sparkling. It was very bright. And and I also felt that tingling that the other woman mentioned. Had a tingling sensation and a little bit of warmth through my body. But this image that came to me immediately, it just stayed there. So I just stayed with her. I was like, this is cool. So in the meantime, I became aware of Matt saying behind me, now do you see that person in the white up there? Do you see that she's fading in and out? And so realizing that was me, and that it was absolutely very real. So that was my experience with her, and I was very grateful to have that experience. And then I decided to go and have a little smoke down at the puffing station, and it was pitch black, mind you, and I didn't have my flashlight. So I'm just making my way down there and had a seat, and started communicating with them in my mind, just saying, I really want to connect with you guys. I really want that. And I felt a presence behind me. It wasn't so much, I didn't feel or sense that there was a lot of height, but the width of this entity was just enormous. And so I just sat there for a while and stayed with it, and then went back to my chair, and that was my experience.
Awesome. Thank you. Hello.
Hi. I'm Kate. I'm from Pasadena, California, and this is my first visit to Camp Xanue. I'm really happy to be here. And I'm kind of a suburban city kid, so I haven't had a lot of nights in the forest, but I've gone camping my whole life, but never slept out under the trees. And I've always been a little spooked by the dark, you know, and I have never felt more peaceful than last night overall.
Wow.
So I always felt I felt kind of an unconditional love kind of presence, and that really helped because, you know, going down to the wood pile to introduce myself last night to those who were present, the Genu who were present, would normally have been an experience that would have been really scary for me, and I felt no fear.
Good.
Partly because I had this guy here too, so when I was down there introducing myself, I had an experience of over my right shoulder. I heard a really heavy exhale, a big heavy breath, and so I kind of just turned in acknowledgement and said hi, and then went back to my seat and went down to give Saria an introduction and a hug, and I didn't feel a ton, but I saw kind of like a fogginess in a sort of a shape, just in front of my eyes, and then later that night just kind of went to sleep and just was feeling safe and just kind of felt some presence, but just, you know, nothing much more than that, except in the middle of the night I woke up and I saw just these beautiful woods above me, but a shimmer in a particular area just kind of above me. So that was my experience. I'm looking forward to night 2. Happy to be here.
Thank you. Hello, Mr. Krister.
Hi. My name's Krister. I'm from Pasadena, California also. Last night in the meadow I saw some lights in the trees. I think I saw some purple sparkles in the bushes. I apparently shared a hug with the Sasquatch, and I say apparently because I didn't see one, but Matt pointed me in the right direction, and when I put my arms out to embrace him, I, after maybe 10 seconds, felt this kind of amazing tingling and warmth kind of just down through the center of me. And I didn't notice, but my wife noticed because she was next to me, that about the same time I experienced that, I adjusted my arms as if they kind of knew where to go suddenly, which was kind of cool to hear back. That was a very cool experience. And then just before I went to sleep, I was literally zipping up my bag, and I think I saw a pair of red eyes just right up the hill above me, and then that's it. And I had a nice sleep in the woods.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. So, ladies and gentlemen, there you have it. A wonderful video of testimonials from people who have been here before. Some have been here today for the first time, or last night for the first time. And incredible stories. And Cynthia and I would like you to come here next summer in 2021 and experience the Xanue for yourself. Because one of the cool things that happens here is once you get on the radar or they tag you and you go back home, what one knows they all know, and then the locals start stepping up. Is that true?
Yeah.
Yeah. So if you want to get in touch with your locals, here's a good place to get on the radar for that to happen when you go back home. What did I experience last night? Nothing. I can't believe these guys believe in Bigfoot. Come on. If you believe in Bigfoot, there's a counselor right over here. Wait, she believes in Bigfoot. Never mind. Okay, so anyway, what did I experience last night? Well, Zorth spoke through me. I went down to the wood pile. There was a whole mess of them behind the wood pile. I saw orbs zipping everywhere. We were surrounded by Xanue, big ones, medium-sized ones, little ones. And then there was this incredible flash up on top of the trees. Y'all saw that?
Yeah. Yes.
It was amazing, and that was definitely not a flashlight. So you need to get yourself out here. If you haven't read my books, you need to read this one first, Bigfoot, A 50-Year Journey Come Full Circle, authored by, me. And then the second book, the Xanue, How to Befriend the Bigfoot Forest People. Read these two books, scroll down, Keith Leiser, okay, and watch my 4-part video series, The Great Reveal. If you read those two books and watch the 4-part video series, you'll know what you need to know, okay? So anyway, wonderful job, everybody. Thank you very much. And we're going to call it a day. And tomorrow morning, you're going to watch the next video and see what happens tonight. This is Dr. J signing off.